Have you ever noticed how your mind creates little alarms that go off even when nothing is actually wrong? It's like an overexcited guard shouting warnings about invisible dangers, playing out every possible ending, demanding that you react. That sense of vigilance feels noble, but it hides a darker truth. Behind it lies an obsession with control. And that tension, it's the tight knot that never loosens. Why do you hold on so tightly to the idea that everything depends on you? Because you mistake awareness for control. But here's the truth. Awareness is useful. The illusion of control is pure exhaustion. Another question: does constant worrying make you any safer? No. The honest answer is that worrying drains your strength, burns your peace, and changes nothing that's truly beyond your reach. If this message resonates with you, let's keep walking together. Hit the like button, subscribe now, and share this with someone carrying too much on their shoulders. That single action helps this message reach people who need a little more lightness in their lives. Now, think about those long hours you've spent replaying old conversations in your mind. The ones where you analyze every word, every tone, imagining what you could have said differently. Or the sleepless nights when you're haunted by a future that hasn't even arrived. In those moments, your body tightens, your breathing shortens, and yet you call it preparation. But it isn't preparation, it's fear. Fear dressed as responsibility. Ancient Stoics taught that real strength begins where the illusion of control ends. You can't bend the flow of time, force people to feel what you want, or stop the unpredictable from happening. Fighting reality doesn't protect you, it only multiplies resistance. Yet there's one power that no one can take from you, the power to choose your response. That's where your true freedom hides. The moment you stop trying to command everything, clarity appears. And when clarity comes, your energy returns to where it belongs, your actions. Here's the paradox. Letting go doesn't make you weak. It gives you back your power. The more you obsess over outcomes, the more narrow your world becomes. But when you release what isn't yours to control, new possibilities show up naturally. You begin to see paths that were invisible when your mind was busy wrestling the impossible. The obstacle itself becomes the way. Every setback, every uncertainty becomes material for growth rather than a wall to crash into. Since childhood, we've been taught a dangerous script. Worrying means you care, tension means responsibility, control equals maturity. So we grow up believing that relaxing is negligence. The result? Invisible chains. Days start with a sense of alert, conversations feel like battles, and even rest becomes another task. You carry the whole world on your shoulders and call it duty. But no matter how hard you try, the universe won't follow your plan. The harder you cling, the heavier life becomes. There's a line from Epictetus that sums it up perfectly. Freedom is born from disregarding what is beyond our control. It doesn't mean indifference. It means focusing your energy where it actually matters, your choices, your habits, your discipline, your peace. When you redirect your attention there, something shifts. The external world doesn't change, you do. And when you change, everything around you starts to respond differently. Less noise, fewer battles, more clarity. Picture a chaotic room, arguments flying, deadlines looming, panic rising. Everyone is reacting except one person, calm, steady, observant. That person doesn't freeze or ignore reality, they just refuse to be swept away by it. That quiet composure radiates authority. It's not emotional coldness, it's conscious strength. Stoics called this inner composure, mastering yourself instead of trying to master the world. What disturbs us isn't what happens, but how we interpret it. Between emotion and action, there's a space, and that space is where wisdom grows. How do you build that space? By recognizing what belongs to you and what doesn't. Try writing it down. On one side, things within your influence, your reactions, your effort, your honesty, your health, your focus. On the other, things outside it, the weather, others' opinions, the market, the past. Then make a pact. Stop fighting the second list and start mastering the first. That's where progress lives. Small, consistent acts of awareness shape unshakable peace. And what about fear? Fear isn't your enemy. It's a messenger. It shows you where you're still growing. Every time fear appears, it whispers, "You haven't mastered this yet." Listen to it not to obey, but to understand. When you stop running from fear, it loses its power. That same energy that used to paralyze you becomes the force that drives you forward. Because fear, when understood, turns into fuel. It points directly to your next step of evolution. Anxiety, however, is trickier. It disguises itself as foresight. Your mind writes 1,000 fictional scenarios, each one ending in disaster, convincing you they're real. But they're not. To break that pattern, follow 3 steps. 1. Name the story. I'm telling myself I'll fail. 2. Check for facts. What actual evidence do I have? 3. Choose one real action. Send the message, ask the question, take the next small step. That's how imagination stops being your jailer and becomes your ally again. Clarity replaces chaos. The present moment reclaims its place. You might think, if I stop controlling everything, won't everything fall apart? Try this instead. Don't stop caring, just redirect the effort. Move from control to influence. Focus on what truly moves the needle. A single honest conversation can do more for your peace than weeks of silent overthinking. One boundary set calmly can prevent months of resentment. One good night's sleep can solve what 20 anxious plans could not. Life doesn't reward those who worry most. It rewards those who act with clarity. Walking calmly doesn't mean being passive. It means acting without being a slave to fear. When your actions come from stillness instead of panic, they carry weight. People trust those who stay centered under pressure. That trust can't be bought, it's earned through consistency. Speak truthfully when you don't know something. Ask when you need clarity. Delegate when someone else can handle it better. Correct quickly when you mess up. That's what builds real character. Then there's faith, not blind belief, but the courage to act without guarantees. Adulthood is uncertainty on repeat. The script won't always make sense, and yet you can still show up with your full presence. Remember, you don't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Adjusting means humility, timing, courage, awareness. You can't pick every event, but you can always choose your posture, and posture defines direction. Think about the times when everything seemed to flow naturally, a conversation that solved problems you'd been avoiding, a small idea that unlocked an entire project, a spontaneous act that changed someone's day. Those moments happened not because you forced them, but because you were available. You were present. Presence is power. It lets you notice opportunities invisible to those stuck in their heads. Here's a simple practice you can start today. 1. Write down 3 things currently making you anxious. 2. Mark what's truly within your influence. 3. Define one small action you can take today. Send a message, study, rest, move, breathe. 4. After doing it, close your eyes and sit in silence for 1 minute. That pause connects thought, action, and awareness, the triad of peace. Another trick, turn off your notifications for blocks of time. When you come back, ask, what truly needs me right now? Then respond with a single clear verb: write, call, fix, stop, listen. Simple verbs cut through mental noise. If your mind starts spinning stories again, say out loud, story. Naming it gives you distance. You're no longer inside the drama, you're watching it. Keep reminders, close quotes, that anchor you when chaos hits. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, victory comes from mastering yourself. Epictetus taught, freedom is achieved by disregarding what we can't control. Franklin D. Roosevelt warned that the only thing to fear is fear itself. Carl Jung revealed that growth often comes wrapped in discomfort. These aren't decorations, they're tools for practice. And practice doesn't require heroics. It needs constancy, a little every day. A small pause before reacting, A single no spoken in time, a decent night's sleep, a gentle request for help, gratitude expressed without ceremony. Over time, these tiny choices build resilience, a steadiness that no storm can destroy. You stop being a rock that sinks or a leaf that drifts. You become the one steering the boat. If this message helped you find calm or direction, support this space, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's been overthinking everything lately. Your action helps this message reach those who need it most. To close, hold this image. The sea changes moods without asking permission. Those who try to command it end up exhausted. Those who learn to navigate it cross. The serenity you seek isn't the absence of waves, it's the skill of steering. So tell yourself every morning, I can't choose everything that happens, but I can choose how I respond. Practice that, and your days will gain a new texture. Release what doesn't yield. Care for what's yours, breathe with dignity, and walk with steadiness. And if you want to keep strengthening that inner calm, stay close, subscribe, share, join the journey. Together, we keep moving forward with less noise, more presence, and a freedom no one can take away.